Episode 8, Playing with Fire. Kieran was sitting on the couch, watching me pace the room. Shouldn't we check for fingerprints or something? They knew whose house they were breaking into. I'm sure they were smart enough to not to leave any evidence behind. I looked around. Doors flung open, pillows ripped, boxes emptied. Someone had turned our new home inside out. Kieran frowned. I knew what he was thinking. We weren't safe anywhere. Do you think this was an inside job? Of course. I joined their game and they immediately made their first move. They? The dozen? Some of them, I guess. You said we were safe as long as they needed us. I was wrong about them. There has to be an explanation. Maybe it was someone else. There has to be an explanation. They wouldn't do anything without reason, or anything that goes against their own interests. These people aren't stupid. They have their own goals. Maybe someone acted on their own and decided to get rid of us because it works to their advantage. That's not very reassuring. I felt uneasy at the thought that someone had been there. I didn't want Karen to see that I was scared. I was supposed to protect him, to be strong for my little brother. Amrit was the first person I thought of. I wasn't sure if he'd be able to support me the way the other people might have done. If I tell him what happened in my apartment, we'll find those who are responsible by following a trail of blood. He'll kill them for their insolence. Or so you hope. The Dubé's way of showing care can be merciless. On the other hand, after what I saw in the village, I don't know if I can trust him anymore. Amrit didn't tell me anything. How could he not know about what his family did? He lied about it, so he could have lied about other things too, and about my apartment. Diamond Choice, he has nothing to do with it. He may be involved in this. Sure. It's too petty and mean. He wouldn't stoop as low as rummage through my things. Anything he needs, he can ask me directly, or get it some other way, if we're talking about belongings. To turn my place upside down for no apparent reason, it's not his style. Is he hard to read? Yes. Arrogant and manipulative? Sometimes. Mean, dishonest? Definitely not. You have a lot of respect for Emmerich. This affected your relationship. Will you tell the others about this? Maybe someone will have an idea about what might have happened? Yes, we need to tell them. This choice will affect your friendship. So we have invite them, or just call them. Invite them over. I promised to show them our new place. After all that happened, it wouldn't hurt to spend a relaxing evening all together. Agree. If Gabriel comes, I'll talk to him. I don't know if that's a good idea. I'm sure he feels guilty, but he needs to recover. Save this conversation for later, okay? Yes, but what if he brings it up himself? I doubt it. He definitely won't do that in front of us. And we can talk about it later. I'm calling Killian. About a half an hour later, we were all back together and we were settled on the couch. I had some coffee and the others asked for whiskey. After examining the house and listening carefully to my recount, my friends exchanged uneasy glances. Not an hour goes by without an incident, huh? The thing that bothers me is that most is the stolen toothbrush. It's bloody and absurd. Or very insignificant. They came for one particular thing, even if it seems silly to us. But if it's gone, they needed it. But why turn the apartment upside down? All the toothbrushes are in the bathroom. Oh! Kieran ruffled his curls, looking guilty. What is it? I didn't leave it in the bathroom. I put it in the pocket of my cardigan. Where? Why? Also, what? We know the who. Anyway, when we were planning to go to the village, I first packed my toothbrush, thinking that we might stay the night. Then I thought we'd only be there for a couple hours. I was too lazy to go back all the way to the bathroom, so I just put it in the pocket of the nearest cardigan, hoping that I would remember to put it back in its place when we returned. This is both absurd and very logical. If they came for the toothbrush, it's clear why they turned everything upside down. But our questions remain. How did they get inside and why they wanted the toothbrush? We won't find out right now. We need to wait for the consequences. And you need to change the locks. As if new locks would stop them. Then make a list of those who you don't trust. Write down the motives, and I could explain them breaking into your house. You can then contact these people. Have a very polite conversation. Listen to what they have to say, how they say it, and look into their faces. You'll find the answer. I should outsmart them. Show my strength. Keep an eye on. Outsmart them. Excuse me. I should pretend to be scared and confused. Pretend to be a fool. Then they will let their guard down and make a mistake. Not a bad plan. What? You won't make a joke? Should I? I expect you to say something like, "After all, you already look like a fool." Gabriel laughed hoarsely. You said it, not me. By the way, I didn't expect you to recover so quickly, Mr. Grant. I haven't fully come to terms with what I saw yet. I remember it vaguely, mostly sounds, voices. But that's not enough to, how do I put this? Change the way I view the world. Change it how? Let's talk about it another time. I have not yet accepted the fact that I was wrong, and I haven't quite processed all that happened. Lima handed me a coffee. Excuse me, Amala, have you got any more cinnamon? Of course, but I don't have any whiskey, sorry. I was joking. I want coffee too. Gillian made some self-deprecating joke and we all laughed. The conversation drifted to something unrelated to work or Calcutta. It was the most pleasant conversation I'd had in a month. Easy, simple, casual. But all good things must come to an end. It was getting late, my friends had to leave to get a good night's rest before the next working day. An evening with your friends has greatly improved your relationship with everyone. Call me if you need me, Amala. I'll tell the hotel staff they wake me up anytime. Okay, thank you. Well, I think I'll be fine. Of course, those cowards are afraid to openly attack you. Your big name does a job. But Lightwood is right. The thought of him rushing here at any moment to protect you should calm you down. A few minutes later, we said goodbye and they left. It was almost midnight. I sent my exhausted brother to bed and then did the same. A fire crackled, licking the walls of the dilapidated houses. The glow in the sky looked like stains of blood on canvas. The village street was empty except for a lonely, faceless figure in a snow-white sari. You're looking for answers. I couldn't see her eyes, but I could feel her steady gaze. As if hearing my thoughts, the woman slowly took down her headdress. They will ruin you. Just like they ruined me. Do you want the same fate? Do you want to become someone like me, Amala Basu? Her dry, thin lips curled into a creepy smile, and the shadows around her empty eye sockets got even darker. I don't want such a fate for you. Avoid their traps. Be a cat, not a mouse. I flinched in my sleep and woke up. I took a moment to think about what I'd seen. My skin was beaded with sweat, either from the heat or from the fright. It was Sana, but she looked different, sick. covered in blood. Why would I dream of something like that? I know perfectly well I'm in danger. My eyes fell on the clock. It was just gone 7. It's still early, but I won't be able to go back to sleep anyway. I better keep busy. I wanted to go by the Dubé's estate to talk to Amrit. Too many questions had come up over the past 24 hours, and he owed me an explanation. How could there be a union if we were bound by such a past that was not going to happen? Thinking about how to phrase the conversation, I started getting ready. Yeah, at least we cleaned up the place. The more thoughtful my outfit is, the more admiring glances I'll get. Appearances are very important to the dozen. Smoky amethyst, blood ruby, black tourmaline. I guess I'll go with the blood ruby. Looks nice. Then amethyst, ruby. Oh, it's the thing on the forehead. Okay. I figure I'll stick with ruby. Matches. The earrings, however, to say. And completed the look with jewelry. And I was about to say. Lavender. It's the necklace. Okay. Tears of blood, shiny drop. So we got rid of the earrings. Put on Tears of Blood, why not? Looks really nice. Nice, pretty, all-matching outfit. Kieran was still asleep, so I quickly made him breakfast, left a note with Gillian's number just in case, and locked the door securely behind me. When I gave my name at the door, the guards let me in without hesitation. They promised to tell Mr. Dubé I was theirs as soon as they found him. I didn't have to wait long, but the person who came to me wasn't the one I expected. Miss Basu, what a surprise! Mr. Dubé. He stared at me from head to toe. You look great. Passionate, strong-willed, brave. That's the impression you make. It suits you. You look wealthy, noble, Amala. I've come to see Amrit. Dev just nodded understandingly, twisting the ring on his finger. A marriage of love is the greatest luck. Not one of pity or out of self-interest, not at the behest of the family, for fear of being alone. You children are happy, and a happy life awaits you. Is that why you keep looking away every time he says something? Isn't it a whim of your family to have us marry? Yes, but you chose the most successful way out. Falling in love. If you can't change something, you can just do it. I'm sure you know that the Kalipucha is coming. Clasping his hands behind his back, Davdos began pacing the hallway slowly, looking me like a vulture's eye as its prey. As the main representatives of the Kalagur, we have important business to tend to. Amrit said that you have already agreed to join us. That's good. We'll definitely need help. What do you mean by business, and when will everything happen? He narrowed his eyes, grinning slyly. Don't you already know about this? You nosy girl, just like your mother. Devness knows perfectly well that someone went through his things. Damn. What did I do wrong? Did I put back a pencil in the wrong way or something? I don't know what you're talking about. Is it so? Well, your mother was smarter after all, but not by much. How likely is it that the slaughter of my family is his handiwork? Thinking about hands, I had to look at his fingers, adorned with rings. I can't see from here if there's a tiger on any of them. But the ring from the past doesn't look like the family ring that Amrit wears. What if all the Dubés have tiger jewelry? How the hell am I supposed to find the priest, then? You have a clue from the past, which will help you look for the person responsible for your family's death. If priesthood is inherited by the firstborn son, there Be no doubt that it was Davdos. And my mother was terrified of him in the past, claiming he was insane. Did I confuse you? No, I was just lost in thought. The last victims will be offered at Calapooja, right? Partially. The main event will be the completion of the cycle of sacrifices, as well as the welcoming of the Messiah. The Messiah? Amala. A calm voice behind me made me turn around. Amrit was standing in the doorway, leaning against it. I've been waiting for you, Father. I'll leave you. Devdas, tell me more about the Messiah. I saw the inscription on a victim's hand. The righteous. Why did you label him like that? Dubé replied with a slightly surprised smile. Oh, you pay attention. That's all for the one who starts it all. Devdas left. He managed to find the message on the last victim. Let's go. But you wanted to see me? Come on. Amrit took me to the reception hall. I had no choice but to follow him. When we got there, he turned to me. Missing me already? Very much. I couldn't wait to see you. You don't look happy. I have a good reason to be mad at you. Amala, with all due respect, finding a reason to be mad at me seems always very easy for you. Took a step forward to touch my hand, but I pulled away. He sighed wearily. I don't even need to do anything, and you made up another reason to be unhappy. I'm not even allowed to hug you now. What's with this all about, anyway? Why can't you just enjoy what we have? Made up? I made up a reason. Okay, my Maharani. You didn't make it up, tell me. Do you know where I was the other day? Surprise me. Klip Hagrami. He blinked nervously at the mention of the village. He stilled for a moment and looked at me with cold, unkind eyes. Say that again. You went to the cursed village. What the hell? Who gave you permission to do that? I don't need anyone's permission. I'm my own woman, no matter how much you'd like to think otherwise. There's no need for you to be arrogant. Don't be sarcastic. You're lucky that you're fine. You could have died there. This is not about trying to control you, Amala. That is a dangerous, haunted place filled with dark energy. People like you and me go crazy there. There lay the ashes of dozens of dead, hungry, suffering souls. Whose death was caused by your family, right? For a few moments, he just stared at me. Then he closed his eyes, taking a deep breath, and asked, Did you see everything? Did you know everything? Of course I knew. That was an important event for our families. When the rule of the Basus was overthrown, the alliance was broken off, the Dubés took over Bengal. You brutally murdered my family. How can you suggest forming an alliance after that? Your family left us at a crucial time, vanished without a trace. Betrayal is punishable by death. But were other family members responsible for them? All members of a family are responsible for each other. If one person is disgraced, everyone will carry their burden. Trust me, Justa and Indra are well aware of that. When they left India, they knew what destiny they were condemning their family to. That raised too many questions in my head. For example, who was the priest who was the mastermind behind that cruelty? But I didn't ask. It's someone from Amrit's family. Not only will he not tell me, but he will report our conversation to others. Someday he will be on my side, loyal only to me, but not yet, not now. It's too early for that. Amrit was watching me. As I was distracted, thinking, he carefully stepped behind my back. As I tried to move away, his hand rested on my shoulder, preventing me from doing that. At his warm breath on my neck, he leaned over, whispering softly in my ear. I'm sorry you had to see that. I mean it, Amala. I'm sorry that fate was so cruel to you. It took away your family, leaving you with nothing but loneliness. But now you're here with me, where you belong, in your future home. Please don't be resentful. Leave this to haunt the conscience of those in the past. I'm your present and your future. And you want me to see their faces every day? Look them in the eye, realize how much of my blood is on their hands? If you can't win, lead. When you become a Basu Dube, you will deal with them as harshly as you wish, my Maharani. Turned to him abruptly. His usual smirk was on his lips. You're talking about your family, Amrit. I'm talking about people guilty of terrible crimes, guilty of causing you a lot of pain. They didn't feel sorry for you, so don't feel sorry for them. I turned away, his words full of ruthlessness, confidence, tempted and frightened me at the same time. His lips touched my neck, leaving a few kisses. You smell so good. A juicy, fresh smell like a ripe pear. He nuzzled my hair, pulling me closer. Using a premium perfume, improved your relationship with him. You know I'm on your side, right? Prove it? I have no idea. I don't know what prove it is, but let's see. Put my hands on his, and he closed them around my waist. Sometimes I still doubt it. You're very secretive. I'm ready to turn my back on everyone, and it's still not enough for you. You talk about it, but you don't actually do it. We're playing a difficult game. You have to understand that. I'm trying to beat everyone. Because of this, sometimes I have to resort to dishonest means. It may seem to you that I'm playing against you too. But you're my partner, not my rival. Remember that. Turned around slowly. Smiled as we looked into each other's eyes. There it is. The right look. Not offended, fearful, or angry, but open, full of desire. He wrapped his hand around my neck and pulled me closer, finally kissing me for what felt like a long time apart. Sensual, sweet, he took his time enjoying every inch of my lips. He slowly sat down on the couch and I followed him. His strong fingers rested on my butt, helping me to sit on top of him. You're interrupting the most important part of our conversation. I'm sorry. I can only think about one thing right now, and it's been too long since I've seen you. And you don't even hide that it's all you want? First of all, that's not all I want. Second, why hide it? Yes, I really want you. It would be much worse if I didn't. And what are you gonna do about it, my Maharaj? His face lit up with a slightly mischievous smile. Is a Sanskrit title for great leader. Right here in the reception hall. Oh, how naughty. I wonder how long you'll last. How far you're willing to go. Do you want to play this game, darling? I'm testing you. He laughed softly against my lips, but a moment later he pressed on them, slipping his tongue inside my mouth. Heat spread over my skin everywhere Emmerich touched me. He ran his fingers along my waist, my breasts, and the curve of my back. Passionate, rough, finding the perfect balance between pain and pleasure. I had just teased him that he wouldn't be able to last long. Actually, I was the one ready to give up first. Amrit left a trail of kisses on my collarbone shoulders, and he ran his hands through my hair, pulled my head back a little, and I bit my lip, stifling a moan. Pressed my hips to his closer, hotter. His fingers found their way under the fabric of my sari, shamelessly exploring my body. Temperamental, strong, Amrit's kisses made my knees tremble. Every one of his movements was as sexually charged as possible. Dragged his tongue from my shoulder to my ear, covering my skin in goosebumps. Giving up already? You dare to ask me that? His fingers reach between my legs, making me instantly wet. Oh, looks like you're losing. That's what you are waiting for, because you're at your limit. I wanted him so badly. May have to cut this short just in case, because, YouTube, but just saying. But I hesitated for a moment when I realized that we were still in the reception hall. No, Emmerich, this is a bad idea. If you're still able to think, then I'm doing something wrong. Nope. Okay, so, moving on. While I was pulling myself together, Emmerich cleaned up using some napkins from the coffee table. I've been careful not to... Okay. You lost, Maharani. I was happy to lose like this as often as you wish. We sat next to each other for the next few minutes. I hoped no one had heard us. As if reading my thoughts, Amric smirked. Don't worry, the mistress of the house shouldn't care about such important matters. The mistress? That's not the only reason I came to see you. I had to gather my thoughts before continuing. Let's see if his reaction helps me understand to what extent he might be involved in this. Someone broke into my house while I was in the village. He stared at me, frowning. What? They turned everything upside down. His upper lip twitched in annoyance, and then he replied, laconically. That's the first I've ever seen or heard of that word. Well, I'll deal with it. Do you know who it might have done it? No, I can only guess, but I won't tell you until I know for sure. Are you going to look for these people? I will deal with it. That's it? Now, Amala, I told you. I might have an idea, but it's none of your business. I won't point fingers until I have proof. God, just don't have those responsible decapitated, please. Like, Mahavir, the Brahmin. If my guess is right, it won't be easy to cut off that cobra's head. And don't rub the Brahmin's death in my face. That righteous man agreed to be the sacrifice. No one killed him against his will. Crossing his legs and looking at me appraisingly, he stretched his shoulders. Now I understand what happened to Rita Shiva, or rather, Ratan Vaish. How ironic. That's what he got for helping you. What are you talking about? At first I was surprised that you left the village alive. If you've seen what happened in the past, you've been through a lot. The Faceless wouldn't have let you go easily. Ratan helped you before, apparently he's done it again. Mahadeva helped you and paid the price. Yes, he helped me, but paid the price? What do you mean? Amrit continues if he didn't hear me. However, he's just an avatar, and that's his problem. I'm sure you will justify this sacrifice. You're very important, aren't you, darling? It was definitely worth it. What are you talking about? You haven't seen him yet. Go then, he is in the garden. Amrit gestured at the hallway as if inviting me to go and see for myself. Go look at what your thoughtless actions led to. I got up silently and walked to the garden. Why is it you leave such things until after the fact we've, done the deed, and then it's like, oh, by the way... When I got there, I saw a tall figure standing by the entrance. I couldn't feel the energy that I usually sensed in Ratan's presence. But only he could contemplate nature so serenely, standing perfectly straight. Ratan? Amrit's words scared me so much that I thought of all the sorts of things on my way there. Mala, I'm glad that you're not afraid of me. How could it be otherwise? You saved our lives. Ratan knows you were grateful for him for saving you. I studied his face to understand what was wrong. Amrit said you were here. I wanted to thank you for what you did in Klipagrami. I'm stupid, careless, and I screwed up again. I had no other choice, but I'm sorry. I put everyone in danger and forced you to save us. Yes, running in the middle of the night into the woods whose ground is soaked with blood of the damned. Definitely the last thing you should have done. What did you expect? I'm headstrong, temperamental, just like the rest of my family, as Mr. Dubé says. He smiled gently and condescendingly. Did Dubé send you to apologize? No, but he didn't like it. Neither my trip nor your intervention. What an amusing mortal. He thinks he can complain about the decisions of the gods. I won't be surprised if he thinks of himself as an equal to us. They clearly have a complicated relationship. I've always wondered why they treat each other like this. What happened between you and Amran? It's like you're competing with each other. At the very least, your relationship seems strained. Ratan gave a velvety laugh. Very observant, Amala. Why are you suddenly interested in this? Isn't it strange? You're on the same side, fighting for the same cause. The smile quickly faded from his beautifully shaped lips. I cannot forgive the Dubés for their violation of the natural course of things. The two ruling families are called sacred for a reason. The Dubés, the Basus, are the ones who keep order in Bengal. They have power because they have the gods' favor. When they fight with each other, it tips the scales of fate. You saw what happened in Klipagrami. It should have not have happened under any circumstances. Such a terrible mistake should be corrected and not atoned for, not boasted about. You've seen what happened to those who participated in the blasphemous massacre. Their souls are still suffering to this day. As sages, as sons of gods, the Dubés should have been above the human vices, not succumb to them. Wrath and cruelty are human traits, evil ones. And that's what repulses you about Emrit? It tires me out. Because 23 years ago I had to intervene in the massacre, just like I did the other day for you, Amala. Amrit is just a human. Too proud, sharp-tongued at times. I've seen so much that his behavior sometimes seems childish to me. But he's better than his ancestors. He has a chance to become who the gods would like him to be, if he learns to control his temper. Ratan had it in the house. He found out the reason for their strained relationship. Yay. Come on. I followed him silently. Something had changed in him. I couldn't quite figure out what. Oh, Amala, I don't even need divine energy to know what you're thinking. He turned to face me and smiled again, but his smile didn't reach his eyes. Only then it dawned on me what it was that I couldn't feel. Divine energy. What's wrong with you, Mahadeva? I broke the rules again and helped you, Amala. I had to pay for it. How? Mahadeva Shiva gets angry when chaos interferes with the order he has established. Like an infection, its chaos spreads and destroys the entire system. By helping you, I disregarded the rules. Because of this, my flow of energy weakened, since I failed to fulfill the task of observing and keeping order. At such moments, I become more human than a deity. All that's left of the divine creation is the shell and the mind given to me. What? I don't understand. Are you being punished that way? I want to say both. Like, I want to lean more on cruel, though. I'm gonna go with high price for a mistake. You did what was necessary, right? It was my mistake, which you had to correct. Why this punishment? Punishment is too trivial a word for it. This is simply a logical consequence of my decisions, which are unwise at times. But I have no regrets, and I humbly accept the wrath of the gods. I will remain in the state for a while until the flow of energy goes back to normal. Felt uneasy. Rattan seemed calmer and less full of life than usual. I took a step back and sank onto the couch. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you had to pay for my mistake. Do not be. This will be a lesson. You'll probably face similar tests in the future, where the consequences will be much worse than my weakened divine nature. Made wiser by this experience, you'll be able to prevent them. Glad I helped you become more responsible and realize your mistake. What happens if you are in this weakened state for too long? Without divine energy, I cannot serve my purpose, and after a while, I'll just die. What? Those are the laws of nature, to let go of excess matter that no longer performs its functions. What? But that shouldn't happen. It can't. I will help you. I have some powers, don't I? Thanks to my connection to the Dark Mother. When you'll need my help, I'll be there for you. I know how insignificant I am next to you, but I will give my everything to you, even if it's just crumbs. Don't burden yourself with this. Take care of yourself and Kieran. You are some of the few remaining Basus. Your blood is more precious than an avatar's life. No, we don't have to pay the highest and bloodiest price. I'm sure that there's a way for all of us to stay alive. He smiled again, but his gaze remained empty. Sweet, charming, human naivete. I want to believe you, Amala. And I will. With that part, somewhere deep down inside me, where there's no place for reality. Clench my teeth, annoyed. Consider me a fool all you want, but you can't stop me. I'll help you. As soon as I get the chance. I promise you. Fine. He didn't believe me, but I didn't need him to. I believed in myself. Your desire to help him will play an important role in the future. We were silent for a few moments. Then it came back to me. Oh, Rattan, tell me please. Since there are no more secrets, who is the Messiah? Why do I see that name mentioned everywhere? The one who starts it all. This brings us to the heart of the matter. Oh, we're just gonna leave us on that? It brings us to the heart of the matter. I hate you so much. I really do. 4 stars. That's what you get. 4 stars. I'm getting 4 stars. Alright. So 1 to independence, 1 to loyalty, 2 to respect, 0 to rage, 2 to kindness. Diamonds. Alright, so without further ado, we have a few episodes left before we've completed this. As I recall, the other Kali thing was a prequel to tell us the past and everything prior to these books, right? So feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comment section how you feel. And hey, welcome back, Kali, to our roster. You know, a lot happened between our last episode and now. So thank each and every one of you for tuning in and making sure to watch. And let me know what you're looking forward to next. Is it more Kali? Is it more Heaven's Sacred, as we've started that as well? We did complete our first book, so look for that. It's Astria's Broken Heart. We did complete that from start to finish. So again, I'm trying to get started and get caught back up on all of this stuff, because unfortunately, you know, you don't have a computer, you know, you can't really do this stuff anymore. So I didn't have one for about 5 to 6 months, so keep that in mind. So once I apologize, something out of my control, but trying to get caught back up. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you have a great day. Peace out.